Hi, everybody. How we doing today? Come on in, come on in, come on in. How are we? Let me see if I can get the focus here. Okay, that's better. How we doing today, brothers and sisters worldwide? Come on in. We're going to sing a couple of words and then we're going to get into the sermon. Let me make an announcement first, though. We have a 55-year-old female. You're Caucasian, right? You're Caucasian. You have been working with 8 African American married couples. Yes. 8 African American married couples. You have been working with them. Unbeknown to the wives, all 8 of them, you had unprotected sex with them. All 8 of the husbands. What the husbands did not know, when they thought they were sneaking behind their wives' backs, was that you was HIV positive. How about that? So they went back to their 8 wives and they had unprotected sex with them. And they received the package. Yes. All 8 wives, you are HIV positive, unbeknown to you. You see, brothers and sisters, don't you ever think you're hiding anything in the dark. The dark is a very bad place to be for anybody. Why? Because when you work in the territory with hell, woo, Heavenly Father, bring it on in. When you work in the territory with hell, they will always make their move, unbeknown to you. So see, you thought you was all working together being sneaky against me. So when hell was watching all of you, they said, okay, well, let's send the Caucasian 55-year-old female that lives in Kansas. Let's have her sleep with every one of the husbands. And she did. But she didn't tell him. Talk about the dark, right? Talk about being blind in the dark, right? The husbands thought they was being sneaky. The Caucasian female, she thought, I'm being sneaky. I'm going to work with their wives, but they will never, ever know I had unprotected sex with their 8 husbands. As she smiled up in your faces and enjoyed it. Along with the husbands who thought what they don't know won't hurt. I think this one hurts. I think they're very hurt. I think they're going to have a problem. I think they're going to be very angry. So you see, all married couples worldwide, you don't ever want to work in the dark where you think you're hiding something from your spouse. Because that is exactly where hell is waiting for you, so that they can make their move in your life. They made their move. They made their move in 16 people's lives. 16 people. Unbeknown to all 16 of them. Wow. Now, the Caucasian female, we're going to get into the sermon later. I want to talk about this. The Caucasian female, right? she lost her gifts. Your ancestors decided, since you decided to use your gifts against the Messiah, they decided to take all of them and gift them to me. So now you have absolutely none. But you know what? That's your karma for sneaking behind the wives' lives and having unprotected sex with their 8 husbands when you knew you was HIV positive. So you didn't care about the health of the husbands and you didn't care about the health of the wives. Wives, you have to be more careful who you choose to bring into your energy. Not everybody that steps into your energy is good energy. Not everybody that steps into your energy is not wearing a mask. Not everybody that steps into your energy is disease free. You opened up the door. See, you wanted to go into the dark and you said, let me be evil against this person. Let me hide what we're doing in the dark. Do you know? I spent lifetimes down in the darkness with hell, with just a fire burning to illuminate the room. And as I was in hell and I seen how they work, they wait for the person to go right into the darkness. See, when you go into the darkness, you can't see anything. You can't even see them. All they need for you to do is to come out into the dark. First and foremost, let me be honest with you about something. Demonic forces can only work on low vibrational people. They will never ever come towards a high vibrational person. This is why all your attacks didn't work. They said too much light for me, I'm out. But when low vibrational people work in the dark, you alert them. You alert them. And here they come. See, you went down into your low vibration. And then hell decided, this is a nasty skank bitch. So we're going to use her to get to the 16. And they did. They used her to get to all 16 of you. Now that is some diabolical shit, I would say. Especially when you think you're being sneaky in the dark. And you're not. You see, I'm very high ranking downstairs. Yeah, very high ranking. So when someone decides to come against me, they decide to come against you. I just get to sit here. So when the Caucasian 55-year-old female that lives in Kansas, you're a witch bitch. Yeah, I said it. That's what you are. But you hide. And you throw out magic. But your magic is weak. You don't even know what you're doing. And then you go around talking nonsense with your unintelligence. You're stupid, dumb. You don't even know what you're talking about. But you came up with a plan. Let's work together and take her down. And hell said, yeah, that's what you want to do? Really? You want to take her down? She sits in high ranking in hell with us. So since you think you're going to go take her down, why don't we take all of you down? So they use you, dummy. You're so gifted, right? But yet you couldn't even recognize the trickster spirit manipulated you. You're so powerful, right? But you didn't recognize that the demonic forces was controlling your mind, stupid. You're so smart and powerful, yet you think you're very evil. You're an amateur, weak bitch. You think you're a witch, but you don't know what a witch is. You read books and you do your research on the computers, and you think it's teaching you something. Tell me something. What did it teach you? Because every last one of your gifts is with me now. So, what did the books and the computer teach you? Absolutely nothing. But I want to thank you today here because I'm going to take your gifts. I'm going to take your gifts, right? I'm going to amplify them, elevate them, right? Expand them and extend them. And I'm going to put every last one of them in every last homeless person on this planet so that they can come back into society and ascend up, extend out, and expand in their creativity. So I just came on here to say thank you so much for your gifts. I appreciate them. And I'm sure when I put all of them and all of them in the world outside who's homeless, they will surely appreciate them too. That's who I am. I'm not greedy. I don't mind sharing my abundance with anyone. I don't mind giving out my overflow to anyone as long as they appreciate it and use it righteously. Since you did not, right? Your ancestors said, take them all away and give them to the Messiah. And they did. So now you have absolutely nothing at all. So we have 8 couples who trusted in a demon, a dark spirit, a dark entity, a trickster spirit. The trickster spirit got to the husbands. The trickster spirit laid out the bait, and the husbands took the bite. And that bite allowed that trickster spirit to transition into each and every one of you. A HIV demon. And when you had sex with your wife, you transition that HIV demon right into your 8 wives. How does that feel? The one trickster spirit you trusted, right? Used all of you, opened you all up as a portal to let their buddies run in and out of you. But you're intelligent, right? You trusted a demon. So much that the trickster spirit got you to lay down with a skank. A dirty, disgusting skank that has sex with everybody. Yet, you 8 husbands thought you was intelligent. You thought you was getting the gold. But all you got was rotten flesh that surrounded your dongs. And with that rotten flesh came a disease. You laid down with fleas and you got bit by it. It does not pay, brothers and sisters worldwide. If you need to cheat on your spouse, divorce them first. Don't gift them a disease because of your weakness. You want to go out in the world and have sex with somebody else? Then you should divorce your wife first. Give her that much respect. She deserves that. You eight husbands were so weak. What kind of man are you? I have a question for the Heavenly Father in regards to all eight of you. You wonder why karmic generational curses will never break? And they transition down into generation after generation and after generation after generation. Take a look at these eight husbands. That's why. They picked up the curse from their fathers, and their fathers picked up the curse from their fathers. And it's still transitioning down to generation after generation after generation. How many generations is it going to take before you stop getting diseases from the curses that you can break, but you choose not to? Heavenly Father, I have a question. Mm. All of them? Mm. All of you have sons and daughters. You should be ashamed of yourself. Because what you just did, it transitioned down into your son and your daughter. Because you decided not to break the curse. It's not a hard thing to do, brothers and sisters. If you know divorces is a high rate in your families, if you know that people in your families is cheating, right? Then you should say to yourself, I'm not going to do that. When I get married, I'm going to be honest and loyal, respectful and supportive, compassionate. And I will not cheat on my spouse. If I have to cheat on my spouse, I'm going to go sit down with them and have a conversation. They deserve that much respect. But you think, instead of you going to go have a conversation, who cares if they get mad? We're talking about people's health here. You should have went and sat down with your spouses and told them you was deciding to have sex with this skank bitch who had a disease. But you chose to hide it from your wife. And hell decided to hide it from you. It's called balancing out the scales. So what you hid from your wives is now exposed. That's because the Heavenly Father wanted exposed. And all eight married couples have children, but you both decided. I'm talking about the husbands and the skank stinking bitch. You both decided that few minutes of pleasure was worth the pain for your children. Because how do you sit down and tell your children, oh, me and mommy is HIV positive and you know it's going to get worse? How do you tell your children that conversation, husbands, for your few minutes of pleasure? It brought your family pain because of your greed. You need to sit down today and figure out just who you are. That you allowed a skank, nasty, diseased bitch coming between you and your family. That says a lot about the man that you are. A lot. I want you to know, husbands, your ancestors are very, very pissed off with you today because of what you did to your families. You disappointed them for a few minutes of pleasure that brought you a lifetime of pain. They don't give a fuck about you. They was talking about your wife and children. That's who they're talking about. You need to think about that for the rest of the day because you fucked up. We need to stop allowing people to come into your energy when they don't deserve to be there in the first place. If somebody come in your energy, brothers and sisters, you need to use your spiritual weapons against them. And don't second think yourself. You need to use your intuition, your discernment. Read their energy. It will never, ever lie to you. It saved my life a lot of times. You need to read their body language. You need to look them in the eyes when you're talking to them. And you need to listen for unspoken communication. If somebody steps on your energy and they're targeting someone, this is not hard to understand. I don't understand why people are not getting this. If somebody steps in your energy to target someone who is innocent, what makes you think they won't target you? And you're innocent. What makes you think they won't do it to you? Because clearly, all of you came together to target me. Yet the skank bitch ain't do nothing to me. I don't have diseases. None. My health is 1,000% healthy. No ailments, no sicknesses, and no sexually transmitted diseases at all. But she came to target me, but she targeted all 16 of you. How about that? And in her targeting of you 16, she left her mark. HIV. Do not ever think when you take your power of light, right, to use it in darkness. And you think you're being sneaky. You think you're hiding. Absolutely not. That's exactly where hell is waiting for you, all out here, where you can't see anything. So I just wanted to stop on here and talk about that. And that is something that all 16 of you need to think about. Husbands, you should be ashamed of yourself because your wives are going to cry when they see this right here. And they're crying and hurt because of you. Have a great day.